Hello friends. So you may have seen some of my videos and articles about AI and what's worth learning, but I wanted to give you a little bit more context. I've been working with computer code for a long time, back to the 80s when I was doing postgrad research using Fortran of all things. But truth be told, I'm not good at coding, not at all. But that never stopped me over the last 20 odd years from designing platforms and designing recruitment pipelines or accreditation platforms for schools. But I don't pretend that I know Java or C or Python, so I have to outsource every time. And if you've ever done that, well, you know that that's a process. You spend a long time trying to find the right person at the right price, and then you vet them, and then you realize that the biggest challenge is actually a challenge of translation. What I think I say and what they think they hear and what they understand can be miles apart. My headspace is all in systems and policies and procedures, and the coders their headspace is code. So then you add in the delays for putting my work into their schedule, and there's the feedback loops and the revisions, and before you know it, weeks and months are gone, and so too is your cash. But the last few months have been absolutely nuts. I would say game changer, but really that's so cliche now. Everybody uses that in AI, but this is just absolute nuts. I've used things like Cursor and Bolt before, which have been amazingly capable, but somehow they seem to end up as unfinished projects for me. And lately I've been experimenting with Google Anti-Gravity and AI Studio using Gemini 3. But honestly, Claude Code has blown me away. And look, I know it's AI-generated code, but let's be real, it's no less secure than hiring a freelancer from overseas. But the real difference is the speed of iteration and how clear the communication feels. And for anyone that's been involved in coding in any way, this feels like a goddamn superpower. Claude Code not only writes really tight code, but it keeps the finished product really tight and aesthetically on point. Personally, I tend to use ChatGPT for the structural architecture because it's a better kind of institutional memory of my thinking and the projects that I'm working on and how I tend to approach projects. So ChatGPT helps me think through the structure and the logic, and then Claude Code takes over the actual building. And that combination has worked perfectly. And lately, I've been using Claude Code and ChatGPT's Atlas side by side. So I have two different environments, a development platform and a production one. Atlas logs on to the production side, checks for logic or permission inconsistencies and things like this, while Claude Code works on the updates in the development platform. And look, if you're prepared to take on the associated risks, you can have Claude Code actually helping you to set up your own server-style installation on your computer. It'll sort out all of the necessary system configuration and deployment and schedule backups and things like this. It's honestly just insane how much leverage this setup has given me. The speed, the precision, the feedback loop. It's like I've got two senior developers working around the clock. Well, they sleep when I want them to, or actually when I run out of compute tokens. But the idea is you've got these people, these agents, computer programs working in tandem. So the iterative feedback loop is just orders of magnitude faster than I could have ever done it with, outsourcing to coders elsewhere. But critically, the biggest and the most painful constraint used to be the translation. That's now the strength. I don't have to describe everything to the nth degree to a coder who's probably working in their second or third language. It's just a quick backwards and forwards in plain language to explain your ideas, and then let Claude or Gemini or whatever LLM you're using to actually solve the problem. Now, I'm not suggesting that you go out there and try to replace your whole management information system or your accounting software. But if you've found that the systems that you use have got limitations, either cost or maybe features that don't quite fit, then there may be a solution. Maybe you want to streamline your online application process, or maybe your recruitment shortlisting process. Then maybe a custom application is the way to go. The future of coding? Yeah, well, we're already there.